what happened in the market today that caused pretty much every single one of us to open our eyes and go big, blaring at the screen? Well, the S&P 500 dipping and dropping out of nowhere, because if you didn't know it and you weren't paying attention, there was a speech being made at the Rose Garden at the White House today, and a couple things triggered the S&P 500 to literally drop down significantly. One of which was, we will not have a meeting with China. We will not negotiate on the tariffs. So, whatever you want to call it, fear selling or just the market pulling back from people selling out of positions or protecting their money, whatever you want to call it, the market did turn around and run down. And I know a lot of people that actually were watching the market and were buying some snipe calls, where they were buying calls on the S&P 500 because of how well it was actually performing, only to find it turn around and running down to the toilet. So the S&P 500, and we're going to go to the charts, take a look at that, definitely had a very challenging day. And when the S&P 500 pulls down, it pulls everything else down with it. Then what happened at the close of market today at 4 o'clock that caused a lot of the other stocks, including the main play, big play stocks in the S&P 500, to also run down even more in the aftermarket? Well, Netflix reported on earnings today, and they did not meet expectations. Matter of fact, it was one of the largest red candles I had seen in a long time. It looked to be a lot bigger than the candle that we experienced on, I believe it was October 9th, that Friday, when the market pretty much dropped out. But Netflix pulled the S&P 500 down with it, and as we go through the charts, you're going to see several things: Palantir, AMD, Tesla, all of them followed suit, and we're showing the same big monstrous candles. So let's jump right into the charts a little bit today. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for jumping into the channel and watching our videos. My name is Josh. I am just your average Joe day trader. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. Also, if you haven't seen it, you haven't been here before, I'm going to put it up on the screen right here. But the AJDT best day trade stock list are stocks that I do a 30-day analysis on. I do trend analysis. I look at the 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day moving averages on them. I look to see if there are trends for stocks that are the best stocks to day trade, so that you and I can get in and out of on a daily basis and make money. And I do all that work so that I can put it in this channel and then talk about those stocks and talk about those trades and things that are happening. Also, if you want to become a part of the AJDT Discord, then I would say hit the join button below and go to the elite membership group, and you can get a spot. Reserve yourself your spot now in the AJDT Discord, where the community is sharing a lot of plays, sharing the best, what they're finding in options, calls, and puts, what are some setups and charts and things like that. And the AJDT members alone, if you join for the level that doesn't do Discord, then you will have access to some videos that are not accessible to the rest of the subscribers. Me going over charts, patterns, strategy, building my box strategy, posting those videos, posting some plays in the notes, in the postings. So jump in there if you want, but secure your spot now, especially in the Discord, because those spots will not last long. All right, let's jump right into the charts here. You can see the S&P 500 today. We had a pretty strong day. It's why I said it looked really strong in the post market, pulled back a little bit, opened at 669.98. The S&P 500 ran all the way up here to a high of 672.73. Matter of fact, it hit a all-time high, new all-time high, 672.19. 672.99, and then it did pull back. Now, what I want to share with you is, if you didn't see it, and it gives me some positive hope about the S&P 500 and potentially getting back on this bull run, and I'll show you why I believe that's going to happen, is because we needed to break this 672.13. This was the top of the red candle 7 days ago, 8 days ago, whatever it was, where we had that significant drop in the market. That huge red sell-off day. Well, now we are back and broke above the top of that red candle and pushed past it. We broke through that resistance level. And you see, we got up above it today, pulled back a little bit, got back up above it a little bit today, and then it came down, and then it used it again as a resistance level. broke through it again, above it, came back and broke through it, and it's again, once again, at the support level, resistance level, and now back down here. Closed at 671.29, sitting at 671.28 in the aftermarket. And that is because really a lot of what happened with the Netflix earnings and unfortunately, President Trump, who made some announcements that did not go over very well whatsoever. My entire portfolio ran down probably about $7,000, 8,000 while I watched that red candle go. And I'm just thinking, wow, Lord Jesus, help me now. But it will come back. It always does. I don't freak out. I don't panic sell. I don't run to like freak out about it because the market is not meant to drop and go down and cause tons of people to lose money. The market is there to help people continue to grow their funds and grow their money and make more money. And so that's exactly what it's going to do once we get past this volatility of taxes. People are selling off because of wanting to write that money off in their taxes next year. You have, it's called tax harvesting. We have major sell offs because of earnings. And we were expecting some much better earnings plays on some of the big tech stocks that have already announced earnings. But we have some bigger ones coming in the next coming weeks that I'm excited for. And we'll see what happens and how that pushes the market back up where it was. So let's go into the AJDT October list, and then I'm going to share with you a few that I've been watching and some things to look for tomorrow that I believe would be ones you want to consider now. So here we are, top of the list. Tesla's number one. You see that it reacted and responded to Netflix and what was happening with the S&P 500. Good buy opportunity here. 440.63 down at the low right here. 442.60 is where it pumped up to a little bit, and it's continuing to slowly grow back up. So keep your eye on Tesla. Remember, I like to play Tesla against Tesla, and there's several stocks that you can play. When Tesla runs up, it runs up with them. And when Tesla runs down, the other ones run up. And so if you haven't seen those videos, I may do another video about Tesla alone. And I think I had already done one. I'll pull it up and find it. But go see the several of the last videos. I talk a lot about Tesla. AMD did the same thing. Hard run down this morning, nice run up midday, came back down towards the end of the day. Palantir followed almost the same sentiment, except Palantir had a nice hold. Now, Palantir had rocketed all the way up here to 182.39, pulled back, and then it kind of came back in the post market, but not really much of a huge drop. It responded and reacted well after the opening bell, came back up, and now it's holding back up here at this 181 level. Great for my retirement. Thank you. NVIDIA, a lot of pullback, followed suit, came up, pulled back down. Robinhood, same thing. You're going to see this pretty much in all these stocks. I'm not going to announce every single one of them. Rigetti, SMR, Intel, not as bad for Intel. APLD, listen, APLD is down to $32.17 right now, closed at 32.54. I've been saying like, hey, I'm waiting for APLD to drop back down to 30. I day trade this one every day. I got into this one at $33.77. Had an opportunity here where it ran all the way up to a top high here of 34.41. Sell, get out, watch, rinse, repeat. Came down, dropped $32. I'll be waiting to see what it does in the overnight market for another opportunity at APLD tomorrow. QBTS, I told you guys about the quantums. I told you all about the quantums. Keep your eye on them. They're not doing very good right now. None of the quantums, none of the minerals, none of them are doing very good with a lot of the volatility in the market. Keep your eye on them because maybe some great buy opportunities there, especially Rigetti, SMR. Those are ones that are down considerably. SoFi didn't respond or react quite as bad as the rest of the market, still sitting at 28.67. Lyft actually had a very nice day today. Very good for my calls dated for January 26 and January 27, but not a bad day at all for Lyft. Run had a nice up, pulled back. Lucid, same thing. Cypher, same thing. QUBT, same as QBTS. QS, same. ONDS and Open, disappointing in Open today. Could have made money in that one there. But very hard pull back down. 693 before it closed at 696, sitting at 697. I like Open right now for a good entry tomorrow. I'll be taking a look at that one. Let me share with you a few other ones. So BBAI, right? BBAI Army. Where are you, my BBAI Army? So a lot of people are upset about BBAI right now because we made significant strides all the way up, right? Got all the way up here to 931, right? And so now here we are back down, $7.08. What happened to my chart? There it is. $7.08, right? But here's what I want you to consider. BBAI is not even close to being out of the picture or out of the fight. BBAI actually, I believe and I feel, is just getting warmed up. So take a look at your position and where you're at in BBAI. My plan tomorrow is I'm going to continue to add as I buy the dips because I've got a good position in it now. I'm loving it here at $7 because initially, when I first started getting in at about $8, I continued to dollar cost average down, continued to add position as it came down. I'm loving this. And the reason why I'm loving this one is because when I take you to the weekly chart, you're going to see that it's still live and hasn't occurred yet, but we're still somewhat consolidating in this, what I believe to be a cup and handle. Now, a lot of people don't agree with me. I know for a fact, Stocks with Josh, I was watching one of his videos. He loves BBAI as a small cap, doesn't want to sell it. I agree 100%. I'm not selling BBAI. I'm in it for a longer hold. We're consolidating this handle. We about broke out of that handle just a hair right here, but a breakout on the handle is not just pumping up and coming back down. So what we're really looking for here is this is somewhat about 10 to 15%. So if we can get that breakout at the point of breaking out of this channel, then potentially we could have a 10 to 15% increase in the dollar cost per share. So I'm pretty excited about BBI sticking in it. So good news for BBI Army. Stay in it, stay tough, stay strong. We're not going anywhere. Don't go anywhere from it. We'll see what happens. Let's get back to the 15-minute chart. And what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you a few things that I've been watching. I posted about yesterday for the elite members and the Discord and the AJDT entry level members. I did some posts on YouTube. NVTS is one of them. NVTS, I've been watching this one, and I love the fact that it pulled back down because it gives us a good buying opportunity. And while you're watching NVTS, you also want to watch NVTX because that is the 2x long, moves a lot quicker, a lot more expensive, but a chance to make a lot more money if you're playing NVTX on an up run while NVTS is on its up run. The other one I want to share with you is TTD, the trade desk. Trade desk we're looking at right now, about $55.12 is this level of resistance. We need to break through there. At one point today, it got all the way up to 54.71. I thought we were going to break through it. We didn't get close enough to it. It pulled back, but I'm telling you right now, if we can break above $55.12, then the trade desk is going to continue to run. And right now, it's got a very nice setup, had a nice day. So we'll see what happens with the trade desk. Take a look at it, chart it out for yourself. Another one that was unbelievable today is Beyond Meat, BYND. Unreal. Okay, at one point it was over a 200% increase. It's 146% now. You can see it was at $1.66 in the pre-market, all the way up to a high of, I can't see that, pull that SPY back, $4.82. Unreal. And it is pulling back. It was above $4 when we closed the market. 362. I'm saying it launched back up. Now it's pulling back down. So I'm not sure what's happening here, but it might be another opportunity for this thing to run tomorrow. I would be careful though. Don't get FOMO. Don't jump into this one unless you've done some charting and you understand it. But Beyond Meat, it's beyond me why anybody would even like that meat. I'm sorry, Beyond Meat. You don't have to be a sponsor or a advertiser on my channel. But man, Beyond Meat did very well based on some partnerships with Walmart and some other things they've got working on. That's what the catalyst was for Beyond Meat today. APLD. I wanted to share APLD with you if we hadn't talked about it before. APLD is sitting at $32.12 right now, closed at $32.54. I've been saying I want APLD to get back to about the $30 to $32 range. There's a potential tomorrow it might do that, but I don't think so. We broke through this support level of 33.06, and the next level that we have, let me get off auto, is $31.01. So if it gets down to there, I'll be buying a lot of it. But like I said, I've been making money in APLD every day. So keep your eye. We're either going to go to $31.01 or we're going to make our way to $36.28. But there's also a lot of noise in the, in the support and resistance levels itself. So just keep your eye. APLD, I day traded every day. Love APLD. Solid company. All right. Last thing I wanted to share with you is Tesla. Tesla had a bit of a tough day with everybody else, but keep in mind, unless it turns around and runs down here to 432.90, then it's heading back to 451.21. And they've got earnings coming up this week. So get ready for it and be careful. Make sure that you understand how you're trading, when you're trading, why you're trading, especially charting and doing support and resistance levels on something like Tesla, because it's extremely volatile, moves very quickly, but I believe there's going to be a major upside, and we're going to shoot and break through 451.21 and continue going to 464, potentially 479.44. And those are my next three levels that I have for Tesla. Just for the fun of it, let's kind of see where we're at right now with Netflix. You know, Netflix had earnings today. Oh my goodness, to the toilet. Netflix announced earnings today. They also announced that they missed earnings today. Very disappointing for Netflix. It was sitting at 12.49 in the pre-market, 12.41 at closed. My brother-in-law Carlos, bro, I am so sorry. He is in calls and was up probably $14,000-$16,000. Asked me if he should sell it. I told him he probably should, but I would have sold it when I was up by $2,000 to lock in the profits. So I'm not the guy to ask about options. He said, let's let it ride. Well, the let it ride was as soon as the market closed, literally at the 4 p.m. mark, boom, dropped all the way down here to 1147.99. Literally almost $100. You're talking 90 something dollars per share drop, and it is at one point it was recovering very well, but now it's pulling back down again. 1167, 1166. It continues to pull down from this area. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning. It's going to run through the 24 hours. If you're an options trader and you held on to it, I know there's nothing you can do with it right now except pray and wait to see what it does tomorrow morning when the bell rings at 9:30. Hopefully the institutions and the hedge funds did not dump it, because if they did, then we potentially have to see a lot more downside in Netflix. The goal would be to get back to this 1199.07 so we can break that back to 1218.45. I'm not so sure we're going to see it tomorrow, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, listen, like I said, if it's your first time here, thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of our membership. Thank you for subscribing. Hit the subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. We are going to just have to fly on the wing on this one and wait and see what the market does tonight into tomorrow. But thank you so much for being here to see another video. Excited to share with you the market update tomorrow when we get there. God bless you. Josh out. Peace.